So today we are here with the one and only JP, and we're gonna do an interview on his 2008 Honda Civic Si FG2. All right, so let's get into this, guys. All right, so how long have you had this car for, JP?
I bought it back in 2012, bone stock.
Did you get like a decent deal on it? Like,
yeah, at the time.
Nice.
Had low miles.
Low miles, nice. What made you want to buy a Honda Civic Si?
So I had an Accord before this,
Yeah.
and then just liked the way the SI looked.
Right.
And
yeah, they are
Accord and bought
definitely.
this.
They're definitely a really aggressive looking car, as you guys can see. Like, this is the whole stock look pretty much, like, and all that's pretty much added. Even if you add like a JDM emblem, it just looks like really good. Like the whole car itself looks good. But you had an Accord to start with, right?
Yep.
And then what happened to that? Like, did it just...
That I sold to one of my friends.
Nice, sold
Yep.
to one of your friends. Where did you start with this car? Like, what was the first thing you did to this car? Like,
First things were intake and catback,
intake and catback.
and then wheels and coilovers.
Nice. And how did it perform with just like, did you like the performance with just like the intake and the catback?
Yeah, it was
Or
fun.
was it nice? Did you have a header too, or did you wait to get the header?
No, I didn't do a header. I just
Oh,
did a
header.
catback.
What made you want to go like boost and like, you know, turbo and not supercharger? Like
Yeah.
what inspired you?
Yeah, I've always wanted a turbo, like a
Yep.
turbo car, something, you know, big power. So I did all the supporting mods
Yep.
kind of first, built
Right.
it up, and then went and did the full turbo build. You know.
Nice.
Yeah.
And like, were you set on a given horsepower number and like torque, or were you just kind of like, you know, do the research, get the kit, and then kind of do the tuning and see where it like leads to after that whole aspect? Like,
Yeah.
did you?
I mean, I had 400 horsepower in my head. That was the goal.
And this thing has roughly 380, we'll say.
380 for
And
now.
I'm gonna tell you guys that 400 horsepower in one of these is absolutely incredible. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. For those of you who are boosted and who know about the power, you're gonna know what it feels like to have the 400 horse.
Can I break this hold from you? It would mean everything to me if I do. Tired of hearing excuses you're making.
XXR
527.
527s, and what made you want to get the XXRs? Because I hear a lot of like mixed reviews on them pretty much. Like, people are like, oh dude, they're cheap, whatever, this and this. So I want to get your opinion on them because they honestly look really aggressive, dude, with your setup.
Yeah, I mean, they are cheap wheels, but they're still round. So.
Right. How much did you get like a full set of four for it? Like, was it a good deal? Like 600 or 700 maybe?
I think I got the wheels for 500, and then I just bought tires.
That is such a steal, dude. Got some BF Goodrich right here. Another thing that caught my eye, guys, as you can see, you got the mean Skunk 2 catback exhaust. So honestly, guys, this is my first time getting a ride in a Civic Si with a Skunk 2 exhaust, and a lot of you guys are always like, oh dude, you're gonna go Skunk 2 or a quieter setup. But honestly, I like the quieter setups. But JP here, I'm gonna ask you why you chose the Skunk 2, because it is kind of like a milder, more aggressive sound. And like, what was your opinions? Like, why did you want to go with it?
When I bought it, I wanted a loud exhaust.
Nice, dude.
It does get quieter after you turbo it.
Right.
All motor cars. It was a lot louder with bolt-ons.
Right.
Now it's just a deeper, nice tone.
Nice, dude. And did you have like, did you have any other exhaust setups before you decided to go Skunk 2?
Nope.
Just
The stock SI and then Skunk 2.
nice. All right, guys, as you can see, we're coming inside to the SI right here. He's got a full gutted rear right there. All freaking rear seats are out. And sitting in the cockpit, got this sweet shift knob. Dude, what brand? I forgot what the brand is for the shift knob, but
TWM.
I absolutely love it. It looks kind of like NRG in a way or whatever, but, and then as you can see, my favorite thing about this car, like this setup, obviously is the turbo, but I love the way that the AEM boost gauges look. The air, that's air fuel.
Yep.
And then we have the PSI boost gauge right there. So definitely a really aggressive setup. See, there's a lot of stuff to look at, but I'm gonna have JP explain his whole setup to you guys real quick so you have a brief understanding of what's going on under here. As you can see, the first thing I want to talk about, JP, you know, you open the hood, I see this hybrid racing fuel rail setup pretty much. Can you tell me, like, and everybody a little bit about like your fuel system management and like what's going on with the hybrid racing things?
Okay, I have a hybrid racing fuel rail with a gauge. I ran a fuel return setup on this.
Yep. Did
Vit Viper's no nonsense fuel return.
Nice.
All
as you guys can see. Get that. So after getting a ride in this thing, you guys saw the amount of power this thing puts down. I wanted to ask you this question, dude. There's gotta be internals built and there's gotta be stuff done to the tranny, dude, right?
Nope, stock motor and stock trans.
Oh my God. I cannot believe that this thing is capable of the pretty much 400 horsepower on all stock internals, dude. And it just blows my mind. Dude, did you buy a like whole turbo kit for this thing?
Yeah, so I went to the PRL Motorsports kit. And on their website, you basically piece it all together, and they send you everything you need.
Nice. Can you tell me like a little bit about what's going on under the hood here?
So I went with the Precision 5858 journal bearing turbo.
Nice.
The PRL charge piping in the wrinkle black. The PRL intercooler.
Wow.
And then I got, you know, a wastegate, dump tube.
As you can see, that's the intercooler. It's kind of hard to see through the bumper, but it's got the blow-off valve right there.
Take straight to the turbo.
Oh my God.
This comes down, this is the blow-off valve, into the intercooler, and then back up here into the throttle body.
You guys can see right there. I literally thought this thing was a cold air intake because, dude, every time like I have people with SIs pop their hood, that is like the first mod I see, dude, is the cold air intake right there. Hold on. It's got the hybrid racing fuel rail right there. And you said you had 1,000cc injectors, correct?
Yep,
nice.
ID 1000 cc's.
Nice, dude. And are like the power gains are like really good with those, right? Because
yeah, you just keep the duty cycle low so you can flow a lot more fuel.
Gotcha.
PRL makes a lot of parts for the Honda platforms, a lot of Civic parts.
Yep.
Got the majority of the turbo parts from PRL.
Nice, dude.
Yep.
That's perfect. Awesome. And you can like pretty much piece, because I've actually been on, I think PRL like once, but you can actually, like you said before, it has like a scroll down list, so you can just piece together pretty much everything you want included with your kit, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there's drop down boxes and you just pick what you want.
Got the last one right here, Vit Viper tuned. One of the biggest names in the tuning game for the Honda.
Vit is awesome, very helpful.
Nice.
Anytime I've had issues, I just email him.
Yep.
And he's always got some form of help, whether it's parts or advice.
So in conclusion, you know, you have a lot of work into this car. You know, it's pretty freaking fast. Where do you see yourself in like a year or two with this car? Like, what are your plans like for the future with the FG2?
I think this winter I want to do the boost by gear, get that done. And then I've got a few other ideas that I'm tossing around, but...
And that is to up the power a little bit. So earlier, JP and I were talking about like other cars he would buy other than this, and you mentioned the Honda S2000, correct?
Yep.
Now, would you consider selling this car and putting the money towards an S2K?
I'd like to have them both, but if
That'd
I had
be
to sell
sick.
this, I would.
Right.
I would like to build an S2000 next.
I can't even argue with you on that, dude, because you got the rear wheel drive, like you said, and they can handle a lot of power as well. Bring it in, bro. I appreciate you taking the time
No problem.
to let me get a ride in the fastest goddamn Civic that I have ever been in, dude. And
Yeah,
it was
anytime.
a blast, dude. And I'm sure we're gonna meet up again in the future. You guys will see his car in the future, and I will drop his Instagram down below if you want to check him out. So we will see you guys in the next video.
Peace.